Hey everyone, Dan here. Today we're doing a rotisserie chicken on the spit outside. I bought a jumbuck spit 6-8 months ago. I had an old one but it fell apart, rusted. Start by the chicken, normal Coles chicken. We brine that for about 3 or 4 hours. I defrosted it and we've been brining that. That's just, you'll find plenty of brining recipes on the internet. I've just literally thrown half a cup of salt into the water, pepper, some garlic powder. Tasted it to saltiness, but if you want to be precise with that one, just check out a brining recipe on the internet. With our stuffing, I'm going with a basil pesto stuffing today. So I'll put half a cup of, what's this? It's a 1 cup of panko breadcrumbs. That should be fine because I've got the onion and bacon here that I've fried off. I've got pine nuts as well. So this is pretty much a basil pesto, like I said, stuffing. Add that in there. I've got a clove of garlic. No child. My baby's trying to grab the rotisserie. So 1 big, rather large clove of garlic. I love garlic, but 1 should be sufficient. This was a big one. And what I've done, usually I'd get fresh basil from out the backyard and I'd chop it up and then add that, or blend it up, make a pesto. But unfortunately the frost has killed my my basil plants, so I won't be doing that. Don't let good garlic go to waste. Yes, I won't be doing that. So what I've done, and this is the first time I've actually done it like this, is I've got a bottle of the old pesto there, and I'm going to add that, probably a decent amount, because I do want a decent amount in this. If I can get the bugger open. There we go. So I'll add a decent amount, like half the bottle, so to speak, to make this very basil-y. It'll taste a treat. The one thing I don't do, I'll show you a trick in a minute. Yeah, that'll do. There's plenty of basil pesto there. That's good to go. I usually, before I met my lovely wife, I would use a lemon in the end of the chicken to hold the meat in. But Louise hates lemon chicken because she's weird in the head. And no, God bless her, she's filming. I'll also add some parmesan to that. I won't put salt in this. I'll rely on the salt from the parmesan cheese, like grate a little bit in there, because that and the chicken's also been brined. So I won't actually add any salt to the outside of that either. I'm just going to use a barbecue rub that I bought. It's actually in the garage. I'll get that in a minute. But that's my basic. I don't think I'm forgetting anything. 1 egg into there to help bind that together. That is the basic mixture I'm doing for my stuffing. I'll get that all combined. Get your hands in there if you want. I'm going to get my hands in there in a minute anyway to stuff that into the chicken. But once that's well combined, I'll come back once I'll drain the liquid off this and dry this chicken up. We'll come back once this is all ready to go and we'll stuff this chicken. I'll show you what I'll do. I'll use the capsicum. I'll just have to cut that to suit because I forgot to buy a fresh one. We'll come back in a couple of minutes once this is all combined, and that's smelling nice and basil-y there now, so that'll be like a good stuffing. And we'll come back, like I said, in a couple of minutes. Okay, so basically what I'm doing now, if you use a lemon, you can cut it in half and push it down, in there inside. But Louise, like I said, doesn't like the lemon, although next time I'm going to do it anyway. So what I'll do is I'll push this bit of capsicum down and that'll stop the stuffing falling out that end there. So now I've got that capsicum stuck in there. So I'll feed my rod through. You don't have to do it like this, is just how I do it. The good thing about having that capsicum there, it will stop the stuffing falling out. So now it's the time to stuff said chicken. So in with the stuffing, hand down its butt. So just get that in there nice and deep like. So yeah, that's a good amount actually, that stuffing I made. That should fill that. I don't think I'll have much left over. So in like that. And that's pretty much all there is. And that stuffing smells amazing. Even Louise commented before how good that smelled. So what I'll do now, got that good to go. Obviously I want to come with this bit of capsicum I've got here, so I'll just cut a little knob out of it so that just basically a square, so that it will fit over the skewer there like that, and that'll go in. You know, you'll still get a little bit come out, but it's not going to be as much as you would without it. So what I'll do, I'll go outside and we'll just finish getting this on. That's pretty much all the preparation work done. There now, I'll just get that leg through there. Yeah, sweet. So that's all our prep work done. I'll get outside, get my rotisserie heat ready to go. Get my rotisserie ready to go. We'll come back and get that on, and we'll cook that. Okay, so I'm ready to get this on the rotisserie. You can see I've got the good better heat coals there now. That's just lump charcoal. So there's two ways I can put this on here. I can just sprinkle it on and hope for the best, or I can put it in the rotisserie, and as it rotates, I can put it on. So that's usually what I do. So I'll get that in there, turn this on, that's good to go. I can just readjust those coals that way a bit if I need to. Get this rub on. And they're good. And you know what'll happen is this will cook, it'll baste in its own juices. You'll see a lot of the fat will actually come out of the chicken pesto, the pesto mix that I've made up on the inside. And that'll rotate and baste around. So now, probably 2 to 3 hours, we'll cook that full. And that'll come up really, really nice. We'll come back and have a look at that in about an hour. So you can have an idea what it's looking like. But yeah, once you've cooked a chicken like this, you will never go back to store-bought chickens, ever. Alright, I'll just readjust those coals and we'll come back in an hour. Okay, so this has been on for probably about an hour and 10 minutes now, and you can see how this is starting to come up. I've just put some extra chunks on the edges there just so they can get down and break down, because this lump charcoal will burn out fairly quickly, but it's got a really nice taste, self-basting, all that oil and fat coming out of the chicken, and is starting to rotate around, as you can see here. The one good thing about brining it is it absorbs some of that moisture into the cells of the meat, so it just keeps it juicy, and it'll end up being a really juicy chicken if I don't overcook it. But yeah, all that fat's just coming out, and it's also the oil from the pesto as well coming out, which is marinating and basting it as well. So yeah, it's starting to come along really well.
It smells amazing.
Yeah, it smells great. So we'll come back when that's done and we'll show you the end result. Okay, so this has been cooking now for 3 hours. I'm about to take it off and take it inside. I'll let it rest for about 10 minutes or so, let those juices get back in, but you can see that's crispied up really nicely. So we'll come back and I'll just cut the leg off and I'll give you a look at that. Okay, so this has been resting for 10 minutes. I'll just cut a little bit here and we'll have a gander at it. All that juice
It's so pink.
coming out of that, which is good to go. You can see that there. 3 hours cooking. It's quite tender and nice, and tastes really good too. I'm happy with that. Alright guys. Oh, look at that, cut some breast. So yeah, you often get a lot of moisture down in those cavities. That's the breast there. So I'm happy with that. It's come up quite nicely. I'll finish carving that up. But the good thing about this chicken, they're only $10 each. $10, $5 worth of stuffing, a couple of dollars worth of coals. You get a heap of meat off it. So that's how you do a chicken on a rotisserie, guys. Until next time, take care.